Hello and welcome to Breathwood. My name is David Yates, and today I want to help you with a couple of circular breathing tips and a rhythm or two. So let's start with circular breathing. This is an old tip from a previous video, but I think it's always useful to go back over it. You're going to open your mouth wide enough so that you know you are keeping it open. You're going to breathe in your nose and out your mouth, and in your nose and out your mouth, and you're going to speed that up. Keep your mouth open. You should feel the back of your throat opening and closing as you do this. You might get some little funny throat sounds, little throat movements back there. That movement has to happen when you circular breathe. When you breathe in, you have to close your throat to push the air forward out of your mouth. So this exercise helps you connect to the back of your throat. Open mouth, in the nose, out the mouth. When you're playing Didge, you're going to try to do this movement while there's pressure in your cheeks. That's all you're going to try to do. So you blow on the Didge. You fill your cheeks. And you remember back to this exercise where you go just for a moment and then breathe again. For one little moment, the pressure in your cheeks pushes the air forward and you breathe in and close your throat. It happens all at the same time. That's why it's tricky at first. You're coordinating about 3-4 layers of different things all at the same time. So blow, fill, close, and breathe in. Hopefully the sound will keep going. If it doesn't keep going, that's because this area needs more practice. It needs more time to build strength. You've got to get the drone really solid before circular breathing just works. So my next tip for you in relation to circular breathing is to play like this. Couple things are happening here. I'm taking very small breaths with my nose only, never the mouth. Never the mouth, only the nose. So small that it's just a little sniff of air. You almost can't hear it. And it's quick. We don't breathe all the way out and all the way in. We play and then breathe in. Play and then breathe in. You need that transition to be really clear. Play, 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 play. Little sniffs of air, not like big, thirsty gulps. That'll help a lot. Keep doing that. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it until your mouth has time to get stronger. When it's stronger, suddenly the circular breathing piece will become easier. Then you take the small sniff of air with pressure, with the closed throat, and it works. You almost don't even have to think about squeezing. If you're doing it right, it's like your cheeks just do this. Just a little bit. Just a tiny squeeze. So those are some circular breathing tips. Next, we get into rhythm. This is helpful once you're starting to circular breathe. We want to keep things really simple. And I want to challenge you to practice for 2 or 3 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes on the same rhythm. Stick with the same rhythm with just slight variation for 2 to 3 minutes. So something like E, breath, O, breath. this does a lot of different things for you. One, it teaches you to manage your breath. You're mostly breathing in, but sometimes you'll need to let air out so you don't overfill. So that's one little piece. Another thing is that it just gets you listening. Really listen to the E and the O, and listen for subtleties and variations. E versus will change it, versus O versus oo. So that's your basic structure, and then you can play with it. Add some voice on just the E or the O. There I repeated E, breath, E, breath, E, breath, O, breath. So sometimes instead of doing E, O, you can do 3 E's. Try vocals on E and O. There I went O, O, O. So repeating the E or the O, and then playing with the subtle sounds in between, adding vocals, and then eventually speeding up. The E or the O can sometimes become a double sound. Which can be done by hee, ee, or completely change to something like taka. So I also received a question recently about how to build a rhythm. If you start with this rhythm, you go E and O. Keep it fairly simple. No voice, just E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath. Then add some voice. E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath, E, breath, O, breath. There may be a double sound. E breath, O breath, E breath, O breath, E breath, O breath, E breath, O breath. Each time you add a layer, it adds complexity, it adds energy, it adds interest, and I have the sense of the rhythm kind of building in intensity. So that's one way to look at it, adding layers and then taking away layers, building it and then dropping back to just the basic rhythm. So play with that and let me know how that goes. I would love to see your variations recorded and posted on the Didgeridoo Learning Community on Facebook. I'll put that link below. And I would love to hear what kind of questions both these circular breathing tips and this rhythm brings up. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for all of your support, and happy playing.